my Woodblock, I need to damp the paper before the printing. I recommend 3-4 hours before the printing. I try to do the print both sides. For the printmakers, registration is a really important and really interesting point. And also in the ukiyo-e, I mean traditional woodcut, they use inside registration. But today, I use this one. This is the rice starch, rice glue. This is the horse hair brushes, especially for the water-based woodcut.
Somebody from Japan was coming and showing, because right from the inception of this institution of 1950, this was the first college where printmaking was made compulsory for each student, even student of sculptures also. But we were following that Western method of inking blocks with oil-based ink. So nobody had ever tried to explore this method. I had tried it knowing that in Japan they were doing it, but without knowing how it was done. So I am happy that I got chance, though I had to wait almost 65 years. The quality of material now, the water-based ink is very different from oil-based ink. And if that is explored properly, then it's excellent method. I noticed 3-4 proofs where the character of water-based ink is explored, and eventually people will have to see, that their image is suitable to the technique and not just change of technique.
I'm associated with Chaap. In many ways, ecologically sound mode of printmaking. So you don't use any toxic material here, that's one. Second, it is also water-based. At the same time, as old ukiyo-e printmakers used to do, which you can't use in other forms of printmaking. So it is very exciting, I think. I'm also time I had it. To be very frank, I have not had any experience of watching a printmaker at work. So here is the first time that Katsushi is showing it to us. It's very different when you actually put in practice. That is one, that you see somebody doing it, and secondly, when you do it yourself, there is a lot of difference between the two, because then you realize that you thought that certain things could be taken for granted, and you realize suddenly that no, you can't. You have to learn it. You have to learn it properly. Printmaking workshops are different from painting workshop, because painting workshop you do your own things and you go to your room and you work. Like in the camps. Even when you work outdoor and everybody is doing something or the other, you don't share as much as you do here, because you need to share it both on matters which are technical. sometimes even on other things. And I think you learn from looking at others' work. And so people are doing all kinds of things, like Jyotibai is doing some cutout paper and all that. And Nataraj is, printing from the table. So all these are fascinating experiences, and I bet that exhibition, if it comes out, it would be a very worthwhile exhibition. Sure.
We started in 1999. Professor Ghulam Sheikh, Professor Vijay Bagodi and I been wanting to do some prints on our own and have a little studio where we could work. We could let other people work, and we wanted to bring awareness about printmaking. We wanted to create activity where we can show good prints, we can let people come and print to bring that awareness. And I curated a show for China Art Academy first print biennale. I met Katsutoshi Yuasa in China, and we were discussing the possibility of learning water-based Japanese woodblock print. And he showed interest in coming to India and conducting a workshop. Eventually it worked out with the help of Japan Foundation and one private company here in Baroda called Convent India. So this 1-month program in which 6 days we have organized this workshop in Faculty of Finance, where we have included few senior artists, mid-career artists, young artists, students. They all come together, work with him, understand the process, and then eventually replace our Indian material for this process and see what comes out of it. So this workshop was created more to explore the technique with him. Now, practicing this process for 20 years, it is the best time to understand how he uses this process. So, first year had access to the senior artists sitting on the same table, helping them in their work. So that way this workshop had many such by-product or other objectives which were attained, which were not even foreseen. And I feel this is the best way to mingle with cross-section or different generations when you're working together.
Kavita had mentioned about the workshop, and she had asked me if I would participate. And the idea seemed very exciting because I have seen lots of woodcut. We also had the opportunity to see the large British Museum show of Japanese prints, where they had almost all of Utamaru's prints, the Japanese woodblock printing with a great deal of detail and dexterity and skill, and ability of a printmaker to do something. But the way we were doing things here, and the way we got the materials, or the way the kind of skills available with students and support of others and all, I thought it would be nice to sort of work with something which is simple, but it has always intrigued me, and I always have taken interest in printmaking, and I thought it was going to be exciting. I think water-based medium is infinitely better. The chemicals, inks, solvents, and turps and all make everything very difficult. And the idea of this way of printing sounds so sort of simple and effective, and that I think would encourage many people to make prints.
When we initially thought of having this workshop, we should have it in the faculty and the department. It is already existing atmosphere over there. Keeping students in mind, and they are the best people to take this medium forward. The other thing is we are used to oil-based woodblock printing. This is also first-hand experience for most of us actually. Maybe except one or two people like Jyotibai and all senior most people. They are already used to this medium. For us, it is curiosity more than excitement. Why? Because we all waiting eagerly to see the demonstration and have first-hand, witness for this workshop actually. Working with Katsu, it was a pleasurable experience. So I think this workshop will carry for a long time in most of us mind actually.
I was excited about this printing process of water-based Japanese woodcut prints, since we all fancied looking at these traditional prints which were the yuki, just the medium, and working with oil-based inks. The whole process of printing with water-based inks, was that it seemed a lot more comfortable. It was more to do with realizing an image than the physical act of rubbing it. Printing has the result from oil-based is oil has one character, water-based has a completely different character. So whether your work fits into the medium, that's another thing, another direction one would have to address. In this process, I see it in that manner as a different ball game, and something which you have to acquire again. At least, yeah, that whole experience, you have to start experiencing it, be one with it, and I think so take it along from there. And I think encouraging medium too, because it's like an extension of painting, more or less. Everything worked out from right from the beginning. So it's all reorienting yourself towards seeing how things work. But I think right now it's more error than trials. I guess that's the whole process of learning. So yeah, it's been a terrific experience.
Yes, I think with even what I was very particular about what I wanted to do, I think this energy has helped me a lot. And specifically the Japanese artist, because he's had so much experience other than what he demonstrated or what he has shown or what we as participants have picked up and we have addressed in our own way, all of us. That in itself has been a learning, observation learning for me, and to solve something that I want to attempt with help from all ends, I think is really very nice. And I have done this in 5 days, which I would have probably taken 6 months if I was right here. Because it's all happening hands-on. On a daily basis, I'm making a print, 2 or 3 different types, on various different papers, on various different ways to apply the medium. Today, Katsu demonstrated a double thing in my case, because it was organic pigment. It needed more layers rather than the very concentrated pigment that they are using for water-based. So yes, it's all in all, I'm extremely happy with the speed at which I'm able to realize what I'm thrilled with what I'm able to do with the atmospheric help and practical help and every other energy around. And anyway in that direction, and to attempt something that I'm thinking in the print format and technically sound in that context, for me has been a great achievement for me to experience.
This time I've been invited for a workshop in Baroda, so I think that was the first response to participate for that reason. And the other woodcut workshop sounded interesting. I've never I've never done printmaking in my life. I am not comfortable at all with oil-based work in any medium. I like the immediacy of water, where you do something and it dries and it's instant. And so I'm not very much of a process-based my work is not very process based. So I'm again not seeing this as printing process. I'm not interested in editions, I'm not interested in duplication or the sort of perfection required to get exactly the same thing. I don't do any work which is similar or a duplicate. So I'm seeing this in that way, the thing of working in the faculty with other artists. That's what attracted me.
When I heard about this Japanese printmaking workshop which is going to happen, there is an artist coming from Japan named Katsutoshi Yuasa. I heard it from Kavita, so when I heard, I was very happy that it is something very interesting to get an experience which is since 14-15 years I am teaching in this department. I am taking the theory class as like Japanese ukiyo-e prints, and the same technique which is going to be introduced here to the students, as well as I have never been used this technique, using water-based ink. As usually we use oil-based ink for woodcut prints. So I was very happy that I was very eager to come across this workshop, because it's a very big experience to work with an artist using the technique. Experience for me, because I never used more than one block for my woodcut, as I am using mostly the reducing method, raising method for different colors, for using more colors. Here I have to use separate block for separate color, different colors. So as many as colors you use, as you have to use the blocks. So in that way, I have to properly plan. For this color I have to cut like this, I have to register like this, and plan out the thing. Techniques, talking about them, and experience of them while they have, whether they have worked in this medium or the difference between these mediums, and as well as the artists which are senior most artists, so their experience, their past experience, as well as working in this new medium. So it is very interesting.
When I was student here, that time I was very much interested for the Japanese print. Japanese print कुछ हिस्ट्री में सुनते थे तो अलग सा लग रहा था कि हम लोग ये तो करते हैं, जापानीज वाटर कलर करते हैं तो कैसे करते हैं, ये बहुत सारा क्वेश्चंस आता था। तो उस टाइम हमने बहुत ट्राई किया, लेकिन फिर भी मैंने वुडकट बहुत किया था, बहुत बड़ा बड़ा वुडकट कर रहा था, तो मुझे वुडकट में बहुत इंटरेस्ट था कि कुछ ना कुछ करें। लेकिन जब अभी ये वर्कशॉप के बारे में सुना, कैसा वर्कशॉप हो रहा है, तब एक 84-85 में जो एक कुछ एक्सपेरिमेंट कर रहे थे, वो अभी ये सुन के बहुत अच्छा लगा कि ये कुछ अभी जो अभी तक नहीं कर पाए, वो ट्रांसपेरेंसी बहुत अच्छा है कि वाटर बेस जो है उसकी ट्रांसपेरेंसी जो है वो इतना रिच है।
Katsu is coming from Japan and he is an expert in making prints in water-based ink. I was very much excited because even we have never practiced the same technique practically. But I have never made a relief print with water-based inks. I've always heard about it, but this is the first time I'm getting a chance to, make a print with the water-based ink. So I find it very interesting, and it's really an exciting experience for me. Because of, especially I will mention this in the Japanese term bokasa, which is actually the tonal gradation of the colors. So especially that thing is possible in this water-based printmaking. So when I thought of doing something with a water-based print, first of all, I have come out from all of my preconceived notions. Like, I am feeling free. Yes, I want to do this. Then let's see what happens. So that is a big break for me. So this is very important. This is very important. Otherwise, doesn't matter how much skilled you are, but after a certain point, you will get stuck somewhere. So in between, if you get this kind of an opportunity, it helps a lot, to even grow yourself. So that's my reaction actually about this workshop.
ये वर्कशॉप पर्टिकुलर ये वर्कशॉप के बारे में सुना तो उस टाइम पे मेरा इंटरेस्ट वही था कि जो जापानीज वुड कट जो प्रिंट्स है उसके जो मिनरल्स बेस्ड कलर है तो वो उसके बारे में थोड़ा अंडरस्टैंडिंग रहेगा और उसका ऑल्टरनेटिव इंडिया में क्या हो सकता है क्योंकि यहाँ पे बहुत सारे वाटर बेस्ड स्टेनर्स हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं तो अभी भी पेपर्स है तो हर एक चीज़ को मैं वही टर्म्स के देख रहा हूँ कि यहाँ पे उसका ऑल्टरनेटिव सपोज मेरे लिए क्या हो सकता है वाटर बेसिंग पहले से ही यानी टॉक्सिक और नॉन टॉक्सिक इश्यू को लेके मैं ऑलवेज वो सोचता था कि कोई वाटर बेस्ड ऑल्टरनेटिव अगर ऑयल बेस की जगह पे कोई ऑल्टरनेटिव्स मिलते हैं और ऑयल में एक सरफेस तैयार होता है इसमें एक ट्रांसपेरेंसी है तो वो सबसे ज़्यादा यानी मेरे को वो इंटरेस्टिंग ये इसमें वो लग रहा है वो वही क्यूरियोसिटी है कि डिफरेंट ब्लॉक्स तैयार करके उसको कैसे रजिस्ट्रेशन करके कैसे सेम टाइम में प्रिंटिंग करना है तो वो थोड़ा सा यानी एक अलग लर्निंग प्रोसेस ये वर्कशॉप में बहुत है मेरे लिए पर्टिकुलर वो मटेरियल को लेके भी हो सकता है और टेक्निक को लेके भी हो सकता है
एंड उसमें क्या है कि जो लेयर्स बन रही हैं प्रिंट में ब्लॉक में दे शुड बी ज़्यादा सो दैट कि नीचे का इंक डिफ ना हो तो वो चीज़ मेंटेन करना ज़रूरी है तो आई थिंक द ब्लॉक कटिंग आई डिड नॉट फाइंड इट वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग बट आई फाउंड द printing far more interesting. And the best part I like कि it does give the print a watery effect. तो वो जो sponge वाला ऐसा जो feeling है ना, that effect I think I'll use that effect for sure in my later on woodcut. जब पता चला कि बहुत सारे contemporary और in the field जो लोग हैं artists आ रहे हैं और उनके साथ काम करने का मौका मिलेगा तो I think वो एक स्टूडेंट के लिए बहुत अच्छी बात है एक बहुत अच्छा अपॉर्चुनिटी है समझने के लिए उनका प्रोसेस समझना और फिर उस काम को उस तरीके को समझ के अपने काम में थोड़ा इंक्लूड करना नहीं भी करना बट दैट एक्सपीरियंस इट इज़ रियली इम्पोर्टेंट आई गेस
The Japan Foundation is an institute, a semi-governmental organization which promotes Japanese art and culture to the world. Unfortunately, in India, we only have the one office in Delhi. I know that Baroda is a very famous city for the fine arts, but we don't have any office. So that's why we don't have much relation between this Japan Foundation and Baroda. It was to us to ask for support for having Mr. Iwasa's workshop and this wonderful exhibition. And we're very glad to plan and project. So now, congratulations for everyone, artists, teachers, professors, and Amin-san and Yuasa-san having such a nice opening of this exhibition. And we are very glad to have this kind of communication, relationship between great students. And this keeps in touch not only Kamita-san but all of these artists. We'd like to have communicate with together for the future.
Everyone who attended this workshop, I hope you enjoyed and you learned techniques and knowledge about water-based block. Most of them, your first time to do water-based block. But I heard you have a long history about woodcut, even oil-based. So I'm very happy to see many people doing the woodcut in this college, and also the artists. So I'd like to share more about both skills, even oil-based and water-based, and maybe mix together for the future, and keep in touch the relationship with the printmaking in India and Japan. Thank you very much.